Okay, a very good morning, everybody. Today we are going to learn about a new chapter. Today we learn a new chapter, Glimpses of India. Glimpses as in to tell something, to define something, some areas of India, some ideas of India's. Okay? Children, before starting, let me brief you with the chapter. Okay, this Glimpses of India, it is about a baker who's from Goa that relates to the time when there was Portuguese rule in Goa. Okay, this is of very past time, centuries back, when Goa was ruled by Portuguese. Okay, sorry. We all know, children, that India had been under the British rule since many years. Then later on in 1947, with the help of our national leaders, we could overcome the situation, we could be free, and we could live the life of freedom as we are living today. Okay, our national leaders, the people who were living in those times, have really struggled a lot. They have really became the slaves of the Britishers when India was under the British rule. Alright, so it is the time of that time. Okay, the story of a baker living in Goan village. Bakers known as peders would come to sell them bread in the street and would be make them a jungle sound with the bamboos. Okay, now you will be coming to know what happens there or what used to happen there. Okay, so the first story is about a baker from Goa. All right, this is a pen portrait of a traditional Goan village baker who still has important place in his society. Okay, this is of a very traditional, very old times. Okay, they are telling the story about that. Our elders are often heard reminiscing nostalgically about those good old Portuguese days. Nostalgic means to remember something. Okay, I as a teacher, I get sometimes very nostalgic when I remember about my school life. Nostalgia. Okay, remember something of the past. The Portuguese and their famous loaves of bread. Loaves of bread are the pieces of bread, the breads actually. Okay, those eaters of loaves might have vanished. Vanished means gone completely, but the makers are still there. We still have amongst us the mixers, the molders, and those who bake the loaves. Okay, children, how a bread is being made? First, a dough is made. Okay, then pieces are cut, then that is being done. Okay, then that is being peeled and that is being baked. This is the whole process of making a bread, of producing a bread. Okay, those old age time tested furnaces still exist. Okay, they are still existing, they are still there. The fire in the furnaces has not been extinguished as in has not been gone out completely. The thud and jingle of the traditional baker's bamboo heralding his arrival in the morning can be heard in some places. Okay, jingle as in, children, like there's always a sound. You see a balloon wala coming, he makes a voice with his flute. So we come to know with that jingle, with that sound, with that voice, that a balloon wala has come outside our houses. Okay, so same way this peddler, this stalker, this baker, he used to make the sound of jingle. Any sound, might be with a bell, might be with a bell, with a ghanti, with a danda, with anything, with his bamboo stick over here. Okay, like he's making noise, cut, and people come to know that he's here. Maybe the father is not alive, but the son still carries on the family profession. Okay, their family profession, distributing or selling of the loaves of bread, the pieces of bread. Okay, these bakers are even today known as peder in Goa. They are still existing, they are there, very much living, very much selling their things. Okay, During our childhood in Goa, the baker used to be our friend, companion, and guide. Okay, so the author is telling about his childhood, that during his childhood in Goa, the baker who was his friend, also companion means his fellow mate, and a guide who used to guide him. He used to come at least twice a day, once when he set out in the morning on his selling round, and then again when he returned after emptying his huge basket. Okay, so when did he come? First he came in the morning while selling, while going on around everywhere during the roads, and then he returned after emptying it, after selling his entire thing. Okay, his huge basket, after selling his entire thing, then when after finishing it off, he used to go home. The jingling thud of his bamboo woke us up from sleep. Okay, his noise came, the kids used to know, yeah, he's here, Bhaiya is here. Okay, we ran to meet and greet him. Why was it so? Was it for the love of the loaf, the piece? Not at all. The kids, so they are, obviously we as viewers, we as readers, we might be thinking, yeah, it was must, because the kids usually have that hunger struck in them that whatever is coming or going through their houses, they have to buy it. Okay, in that greed of eating it. But no, that was not the greed inside them. They really wanted to meet the baker, the person who was selling the bread. The loaves were brought by some Pasquine or Bastine, the maid servant of the house. Okay, these are the surnames that they were bought by the maid servant, the lady servant of the house, the maids out there. What we longed for were those bread bangles which we chose carefully. Okay, they wanted those bread bangles. Now what are bread bangles? It was sweet bread of special make. Sweet bread which has small cherry inside, it still comes. We can eat it with tea or anything. We can eat it ideally like this also. Alright. The baker made his musical entry. Okay, like the example I've told you, a balloon person, he gives a voice with his flute. They ring the bells that they have come, people should come, because that's all they can do. They have only those things which they cannot shout. Shouting 24 hours is not possible. Okay, so they bring a jingle with them, they bring a material with them. So when they make the voice with that, we as customers or we as people, we come to know, yeah, the people are here. All right. The baker made his musical entry on the scene with the jang jang sound of his specially made bamboo staff. Bamboo is that danda, you can say, out of wood, out of bamboo stick. One hand supported the basket on his head. Now the scene. How was he coming? One basket was on his head and other banged the bamboo on the ground. Okay. The other bamboo stick was touching the ground. Okay. This, you can imagine how the Bhaiya used to come, how the baker used to come. Alright. One hand supported the basket on the ground. He would greet the lady of the house with good morning and place his basket on the vertical bamboo. Okay, when somebody used to come, he used to greet, he used to say good morning, and then he used to keep that basket on that stick only, precisely so that it doesn't fall off. Okay, we kids would be pushed aside with a mild rebuke, and the loaves would be delivered to the servants. Okay, we will push, no, you people won't take, the servants will take. Okay, they were scolded, but we would not give up. We would climb a bench of that parapet and peep into the basket. No, but they are kids are kids, you know, they used to peep, they used to hide, see that what is happening, how do we have those bread. I can still recall the typical fragrance of those loaves. Now the author is saying that I still remember the smell of that bread. Okay, it still haunts me. Children, sometimes we usually relish the things, remember the things which we used to eat in our childhood. Okay, you people can also think of anything inside your minds. Okay, I used to love that Candy Crush. I used to love that, those candy balls. Then we did not care to brush our teeth or wash our mouth properly. And why should we? Who would take the trouble of plucking the mango leaf from the toothbrush? They were saying that carelessly they just wanted to have those loaf. They were not bothered. The kids, usually children, we know, they are not bothered. If they want to eat something, they eat it. They don't think about the facts and details. Alright? The tiger never brushed his teeth. Hot tea could wash and clean up everything so nicely after all. Okay? Now they're saying no. The brave people, the strong people really don't need to brush their teeth. Very confidently, very independently, they used to say this. Alright? So this was a very short story. This was basically a small incident of the childhood which was quoted, which happened in Goa, about a baker who used to bake loaves of bread. The way he used to come, the way people used to relish it, the kids used to love him, they greeted him, they made friends with him. Alright? Oral comprehension check. This you people can do it in your minds and tell me, did you get the answer or not? Marriage gifts are meaningless without the sweet bread known as bowl. Okay, now whenever they had marriage, they had weddings, they used to give this as token of love. As we also right now, we give sweets as symbol of love, symbol of purity. Okay, just as a party or a feast loses its charm without a bread, not enough can be said to show how important a baker can be for a village. Okay, now it is saying that ideally we usually don't feel importance of anybody, but if children, sometimes the people don't come, we really realize their importance, that that person has not come, not sold anything down the lane. The lady of the house must prepare sandwiches on the occasion of her daughter's engagement. Cakes and bowlen has are a must for Christmas as well as other festival. Now these are also sweets, okay, cakes. Thus the presence of bakers' furnace in the village is absolutely essential. Essential is very important. Furnace is his existence in the village, okay? Because children, always whenever there's a party, a sweet kind of a thing is always required. Alright, might be a cake, a chocolate, sweet dishes. Okay, so the importance of baker in any area is very important and essential. The baker or bread seller of those days had a peculiar dress. Peculiar means strange dress, a typical kind of a dress known as kabai. It was a single piece long frock, you can imagine, reaching down to the knees. It was a one piece, a single long frock. In our childhood, we saw bakers wearing a shirt and trousers which were shorter than full length ones and longer than half pants. A capri maybe. Alright. So what one dress was, they used to wear a long dress till their knees. Okay. Which was a big piece of frock. Peculiar as in very strange. And second thing was a shirt with a capri pant. Alright. Even today, anyone who wears half pant which reaches just below the knees invites the comment that he is dressed like a padder. Whenever if somebody wore that, he would be declared as a peddler, or he would be said that he is a padder straight away. The baker usually collected his bills at the end of the month. Okay, now this was the scene that every month whatever you want to take, you can buy it, and at the end of the month they used to calculate. Alright. Monthly accounts used to be recorded on some wall in pencil. Okay, there was no notebook. It is very back time. Okay, they used to record on the walls only, little slightly whatever they have taken or eaten the entire month. Baking was indeed a profitable profession in the old days. Okay, it was very profitable. The baker and his family never starved as in hunger. They never used to feel that hunger. Okay, starving means to feel hungry. They always were satisfied. They had enough money to fill their empty stomachs. Alright, they were never without food. Why? Because they could earn enough from this profession. He, his family, and his servants always looked happy and prosperous. Their plump physique was an open testimony. Plump means fat. When you see fat people, what comes into your mind? That the person is living their life very nicely. He's eating well, he's sleeping well, his life is going well. Even today, any person with jackfruit like physical appearance is compared to a baker. Okay, he's being compared to a baker. So it was a very small story about a baker who lived in Goa. Alright, children, go through it 2-3 times, read it on your own, and if any problems, do clarify. Alright.